Hey guys, I wanted to make an accompanying video for my reserve video that I just put out a few days ago, and this one I wanted to cover the train yard and the bunker, so as long as I don't die here, we'll move forward with that. I'm also gonna throw in some extra clips of some cheeky jump up spots from some of my PMC runs. So the train yard and the bunker I felt kind of deserve their own video because they are unique. They've got their own unique spots for loot. They've got the risk of running into Gluhar and the boys. But let's go ahead and start over here. It's actually a really great start to the scav lab and an norepinephrine shot. Feels pretty good. Let's make sure that's on full auto, since I did hear someone run over metal. Well, a gas can is not a bad fight to start, and I do like squash. So as you can see, we've got two different devil spawns in there. We've got numerous toolbox spawns in here. You can always check the shelves as well for water filters, as well as the air filters. Water filters are going to be your better bet for that. They just sell better for 2 slots rather than the 9 slots that the air filters sell for. This black box does tend to get missed a lot. Nothing too exciting, but someone dropped 2 keys down over here. Got dorm 206. Dorm 206 and Dorm 204. So neither of those are super valuable if I'm remembering correctly. So that's this first set of buildings here. We're going to go through the second set here. So 17 minutes left on the raid. There's probably still PMCs down in the bunker, so we're going to hold off on going down there just yet. Oh, and the train is arriving. So we've got weapon box here. These shelves can have various tools spawn on them. Never a bad thing. Alright, we're going to get up to some cover because the train arriving does have a chance to spawn raiders. Go ahead and close that. But up here, there's 2 black weapon boxes. Once again, it's never a bad idea to check the weapon boxes. You could end up getting decent armor. You can end up getting decent weapons. I found an SR-25 in one once. Like, they're just a good selection. There's 3 black weapon crates up here. Alright, nothing too exciting there. Hearing someone running around down there. So as a fun side note, you can actually, if you want to be cheeky as a PMC, you can come up here and you can come in through here. Let's see, FMJ. And from here, you can actually jump down onto that train, or you could just jump over the railing over here. There's going to be another weapon box over there. So I've been up here before, and I've had people message me going, how did I get up here? So I also wanted to highlight this as a way to get up here. You can mount this machine gun. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. But from up here, you actually have a pretty nice sniping perch. You can have a lot of fun up here. We are going to use this as a escape down. And that should avoid, if there is a PMC over there. I mean, I heard an American voice line, which means at least raiders are there. So we're going to kind of take a little bit of a loop here. So luckily, as a scav on reserve, this is the perfect way to learn some of the weird corridors of the bunker. The first few wipes, I actually played reserve a ton, but I never went down to the bunker, and I always got lost down there. Don't ask me how I got lost. It's actually pretty simple. I'll throw up a 2D map, and from there it looks really simple. Once you get down there, it can be a little confusing. You start orienting different landmarks with different areas, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, this is here, this is that. It makes it a lot easier. Alright, and we're going to use this building as our descent down. So since we are coming through this building, we will check the tech spawn. I'm pretty sure I highlighted it in my last video, but just in case I didn't. If you come in here, check on the floor between these racks, check on the floor over here, and then check right here. I actually recently just found a GPU spawn right there. It's pretty neat. I already have my Bitcoin farm up and running, so I don't need a whole ton. So we go through this gate. Alright. And we just keep finding better and better rigs here. Alright. So a lot of people skip these kind of entryways, and you really shouldn't. This bathroom, for example, has a duffel bag in it. People have come back here. I've found backpacks, rigs, and stuff like that people are insurance frauding. I found those back here. And here you're going to have 1 to 3 duffel bag spawns as well. Ammo spawns. Oh, BT's not something I'm going to turn down. Especially since I'm doing that Punisher quest. And then there's actually a key that opens this room. It has a filing cabinet as well as an intel spawn. So you might get lucky as a scav and find that key, and you might just, you know, find it open already. Sounds like raiders are up here, so I'm probably gonna die in this, but I want to highlight, you know, this much. These shelves can have food spawns. They can also have some random tech spawns. If you ever come down... Okay, that's not a raider. If you ever come down here... Never mind. Alright, well, the first attempt to go down into the bunker as a scav didn't work. Ran into some raiders, as you'll have seen. I'm just going to link these two clips together, and we'll go from there. The start out on this one's not that bad either. Kind of sucks missing out on a lab's keycard, but I get them about every 5 or 6 scav runs at this point with how often I scav. Sometimes 6 or 7. It really depends on how many scav runs I do in a day. Alright. Pretty sure that's a scav over there. So, when you're coming into here, make sure to check for this box in here, as well as check that broken box that's right there, because you can have water filters in there, you can have military power filters in there, stuff like that. It looks like a lot of this stuff has already been gone through. We'll check these food crates. If you ever need food for any tasks or anything like that, grab those. Reserve is where you go. You've got... Oh, there's a toolbox right there. Not only if you're a scav, you may or may not have access, just depends on if you find the key or not, to the train yard bunker and the food crates that are down there. But you've at least got 2 food crates here. In this, or 3 food crates here in this room. You've got a food crate out next to the helicopter, and then you actually have another food crate that's going to be down here that we're going to go and check out. I do always like to check the side rooms. These shelves can have food spawns. Usually in these green bins here is where I've found them before. Okay, looks like nothing in here right now. Check this guy out. Pig room. No Tashanka. This is actually where I find the majority of my Tashankas for that specific task. See here on the shelf, we got conditioned milk. We've got some grand pomegranate juice. Don't need any of that right now, but... Got tea. We got water rations. Apple juice, Tashankas if you need Tashankas. I actually like Tashankas because of how much energy they restore. Alright. And so, like with the last part of that one, we're going to check all of these, like, preliminary, like, not necessarily the bunker, but there are rooms that are adjacent to it. People tend to skip these. You can usually find decent loot in them. The medical building basement actually has, I think, 2 intel spawns. I know 1 for sure. So we just heard someone moving around in here, so I'm just going to kind of do this as a posterity. Go through here, see if there's anything exciting. Doesn't look like it. How much time we got? We got 16 minutes? Alright. This weapon case is on the floor, so it might have been missed. Check these side rooms. I believe someone has been through here. A mini Tushonka. We got hot rod, so there's food spawn right there. Can't open that door. Can't open that door. Anywhere where there's desks and stuff, I think it's always worth to check on the ground, the table, and the chair of the desks, just because there might be an intel spawn there. Handful of jackets down here. Usually it's pretty rare if people are checking these jackets, so always worth it if you're looking for specific keys. Reserve is not terrible for keys because of the filing cabinets. It's not amazing. I think Shoreline is actually better, and really Customs is the best, but since Customs is known as the best, it's really hard to get keys consistently unless you're the first one hitting those spots. Alright, now we're going to start coming down into the bunker proper. So this is Black Bishop is the tech building. Well, that's not something you see every day. I don't know what's going on there. So we're just going to move right along. So down this direction, we're not going to go fully this way because this goes into the water, but that's where the med building is. Alright, and as you can see, there's another player scav down here already checking things out. So, grenade box, black weapon box, definitely something worth checking. Got some good scavs. We've got toolboxes along here. So this route is where you go if you're a PMC. You'll come down here and you'll flip the switch to turn on the power. This has a chance to spawn raiders, and it turns on the power. And you can actually hear the power's already been flipped on. Super cool sound. Love it. But this hallway will have 2 to 3 toolboxes. I'm not going to do a whole ton of looting on this just because that player scav has definitely been down here for a minute looting up. We'll check like the ration supply crate. Yeah. So, if you're coming from the Black Bishop side, you can generally come through, hit that tunnel over there. And I just work from one end of the bunker to the next. I'll go into the offices here in a second. I'm going to check. There's 1 or 2 areas that kind of get missed. So there's going to be a weapon box in there. There's an extra weapon box in there. Alright, no PMCs have like dropped off their backpack or anything. For some reason, people don't check the actual weapon boxes in the bathrooms. They check the bathrooms all the time, but they don't actually check what's in them. And there's the other end of that water there. Let's go ahead and we're going to head to the medical building basement here just because I want to highlight that. So, in these 2 rooms here, you can actually have a tech spawn there, as well as high value med spawns in these shelves. I found morphine, I found Adolbos, I find all sorts of injectors. Looks like these have been picked clean though. I expect it with, you know, at this point around 10 to 12 minutes left in the raid. Bandage and meds. I will always take meds. Alright. You can occasionally find food spawns back here. It's pretty rare. I think I found it once in the last bit. There's a suppressor for a PB pistol. It's not amazing, but... Let's see. Nothing on these shelves. So, the reserve bunker, I always viewed as kind of spooky. It gives off, like, jump scare horror vibes. Like, you're in a dark basement, there is a mild ambient sound to it. It takes a while to get used to, but once you do a handful of scav runs down here, like, just come down here to do a few scav runs to learn the layout. Especially once you get to like 10 minutes left in raid, PMCs generally aren't going to be around here, and if they are, they're going to be more likely than not be heading towards D2, and we're actually going to go to D2. And we'll probably die, but I want to highlight it. So here's a neat tip: if you are coming from medical building here, you can actually avoid making sound in the water. You can skip almost the entire, like, having to slow walk through water. You do have toolbox that can spawn here, as well as the opposite side I've seen it. You do have the chance for water filters in this broken down box. There is supposed to be a toolbox spawn in this corner, I believe, of this room. I also want to highlight a hilarious jump up spot, so I'll throw in a clip of me. You can get up on this door and just watch this entrance. As a PMC, it's actually how I've nailed some of the PMC kills that I need to get on reserve for random tasks. Because people will eventually come down here. So, now, here in the bunker itself, like I said, most of this stuff has been gone through. I highly doubt there's going to be anything, well, I say that and I instantly pull up rat poison. Which that's, I think, 30,000 to therapist right now. So, there are filing cabinets down here. If you're a scav and you have time to kill, why not? I just like being efficient with my looting. If I see a player scav already down looting, I'm going to assume, and I'm going to do like precursory checks on stuff. I'm going to go, okay, did they check the box in this area? Okay, they probably checked all the boxes in this area. Oh, are there items on the ground in front of the filing cabinet? They checked the filing cabinet. This is also, as a side note, just a great way to level up your search skill. Just going through each of these. Slow, arduous process, but I have seen some of the bigger streamers that, like, they do this constantly, and they literally can search, and they just find the search is almost instantaneous because they've got the search skill so high. Oh yeah, looks like the player scav down here did not check these boxes. Granted, there's not much value. Come on. Alright, we're going to finish checking this one stack. I'm not going to check the one next to it because I do want to highlight some of the loot spots near the D2 extract. If you are brave enough to go down there, there is a weapon box here I will check. It's a big weapon box, always check them. Alright. So D2 is Rat Central. I don't particularly rat D2 because people expect it. And it really comes down to being just one of those things that ideally, if you are ratting, you're in areas that people don't expect. Like the top of that door. You can get on top of that door. You can get on top of this box here. You know, hiding in places people aren't going to normally check. I've seen people hide down here. If you're coming through and you're checking your corners properly, you'll die. If a person does that, they'll die right there. The door is closed, which means someone definitely came through here. I highly doubt that someone came through. So through here, if you check in between these boards in the ground here, you can find water filters, you can find motors, stuff like that. This area has been picked through. Oh, there's a motor right there. Let me check to make sure I've got... Yeah, I do have checkpoint fence. So, and this is where we can start chucking some of the less valuable stuff. I will take that motor because I need it. There is tube right there as well. I'd be very shocked if I don't die to a rat here. Granted, there's 4 minutes left. So we're not going to go down that way because we are not a PMC. But we are going to come down this way. So if you come down here to the underside, there can be an intel spawn there, and there's intel right there. So if someone came down here, they came down here for like a task in the bunker. They did it and then they left. And they didn't check anything. Or if they checked stuff, they didn't check it well. So back here, you can have another intel spawn, I believe right here. Intel spawn on the desk. You have a computer block. You've got some filing cabinets. And you've got a safe back here. Okay. So they checked up here. They didn't check down below. And now we're just going to go right up. There are some duffel bags down here, as you can see. But we've got 3 minutes to extract. And this is going to spit us out right at top of Dome. This is a route I don't normally do because I normally don't hit the bunker. But if I do hit the bunker, like if I spawn on that side of the map, I'll come through the bunker every now and then. And this is my route that I'll take to get to checkpoint fence. This is another rat spot that people can be in if they think someone is going to come down through here. I've never seen it work, but... And now we're up here, and now we just do this. There's 2 minutes left, so if there's any PMCs we run into, they're going to be coming up to Red Rebel extract. And basically, once we get to about this point, the only real risk is someone taking manhole or a player scav killing us. And with that, we're going to extract. We got an intel spawn on this one. That's great. So, I do want to thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for my next few set of videos that I'm going to be putting out. I am probably going to shift gears and do some more kind of like, hey, here's some neat little spots that you can rat from. If you're just trying to learn a map as a PMC and not using your scav, here are some ways to do that. I'm also going to start putting out some more EVE Online videos. I don't know how many people kind of play that as well as Tarkov. It's kind of more of a niche game. But I do plan on putting out some videos on other games. Zero Sievert is one of the big ones that I've been diving headlong into. So if you guys do want to see those gameplay videos, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notifications about it. Comment down below if there's any other particular games, maps, or specific things you want to see me do videos of. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.